morning, guys. Dr. Loveleen here. I am at the gym at Phatburn this morning. I'm super excited because today's my first interview, and I'm interviewing Shawn Smith. He came up with the diet plan for our last challenge, and I'm just super excited because number one, today's a gorgeous day. I'm gonna show you guys as I walk in, and number two, I'm not really sure where to look on this, so forgive me for that. I will sort that out. I think I'm looking in the right place right now, and so I'm going to be going upstairs right now, and we'll meet with Shawn. He's also going to do a series of moves for me because I'm going to be going on a trip, and he's going to do a series of moves for me where I could be doing them in my hotel room, and should be some type of a comprehensive workout that can be done anywhere. So let's go. Hey guys, so I'm here in the studio with Shawn, and he's going to show me a few moves for my trip. We're going to be renting a flat where I'll be on my vacation for 2 weeks, and he's going to teach me a few things to do in this apartment, in the flat, that will help keep me healthy and motivated for the next couple weeks. Okay guys, here's Shawn. Shawn, teach us what I'm supposed to be doing on my trip.
All right, so I have actually a pretty fun workout that I've given to a few people before that they actually executed while they were away. So what you need is a deck of cards. The deck of cards is beautiful because you can literally do the same workout a couple times while you're there, and the deck is, since you shuffle, it's always going to be switching the order of the exercise that you're doing. So an example, right? I'm going to pick 4 exercises. Diamonds are going to be burpees. Hearts are going to be sit-ups. Clubs are going to be lunges, and the spade is going to be jump squats. There's also 2 jokers in the deck, so you're going to need your phone handy so you can set the timer, because the joker is going to be a 1-minute plank hold. So the number on the card gives you the amount of reps that you're supposed to be doing. Any face cards, and the 10 obviously is 10 reps, and the ace represents 20 reps. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sample of what you're going to do. You're going to take your cards out, throw my box right here. I'm going to shuffle the deck. So again, we have diamonds for burpees, we have hearts, sit-ups, we have clubs, lunges, and we have spades, jump squats. So I'm going to shuffle this up. I'm going to flip my first card over. So my first card is a 7 of diamonds, which figures I got to demonstrate 7 burpees now.
Woo-hoo,
so that's
7 burpees.
I'm going to put that 7 over here. What I'm going to do is for the burpee, I want to have a nice wide base. I want to squat down, put my hands on the floor, shoot my legs back, push up, and jump and reach. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then I'm going to flip that next card over right away. Now I have the 2 of spades, which is my jump squats. So I'm going to hit jump squats, 1 and 2. Then I'm going to go to the next card. I'm going to flip it over. We have a 3 of spades, 3 jump squats, 1, 2, 3. Next card, flip it over. Now I have a diamond. We go back to the burpees, and this is how they start screwing you in the deck, which is pretty funny because I got to do 10 burpees. So you guys are starting to see the concept of what's going on. Remember to have that phone handy. So if you do flip a joker over, you're ready to set that timer for that 1 minute plank hold, which let me show you. Plank hold is going to be done like this. So we got a plank hold. Set that timer for a minute. Squeeze those abs. Keep your hips from sagging to the floor if you feel this happening. And you got to take a break. That's fine. You take that break and you come right back in that hold. So I just want to give a quick demo of the other exercises as well. Next card is a club. Club was the lunges. I'm going to do 10 lunges on each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say I do 10. Then I switch. And I do 10 on the other leg. On the hearts, let's say I flipped over heart. I'm doing the sit-up. Roll over. Legs semi-bent. Use those arms. Sit on up for those sit-ups. That's the deck workout.
That's awesome. Thank you. Loveleen here, and like I was saying earlier, I'm super excited about this video because it's my first ever interview, and I'm here with Shawn Smith, wonderful trainer at Phatburn. I've been going to Phatburn for a year and a half, and I've really enjoyed my time here. The trainers are great. It's a great community. So we recently completed this thing called a challenge, and I've actually competed in 4 challenges and actually won one. And I was here to talk with Shawn because he's actually one of the people who came up with the nutritional component of the challenge, and he's super knowledgeable in nutrition, diet, motivation, and so I wanted to introduce you to Shawn, and I have a few questions for him which I'm excited about. So, first questions first, Shawn. What did you have for breakfast?
I actually had some egg whites, I had some eggs, I had some potatoes, and I had some peppers and onions.
Wow, that was a lot of food. But wait, and so like this is how you eat? Like, are you in a healthy mode, or this is just how you live your life?
I'm in a mixed match mode right now. A lot of the things that I preach are actually things that I do. So right now, I'm getting back into exercising. I'm not so much on the game during, kind of November, December, and January, because those are months that I actually like to enjoy myself. So it's where I kind of take a break from it all. February is where I start getting back into it. So yeah, it's going to become part of my lifestyle where healthy eating is going to be something I do 95% of the time.
That's super cool. So I have to copy everything that he does. So February, we got to start training. So Shawn, now the last challenge that we did, you are the person who came up with the food plan. Now, how did you come up with that? Because that's like a pretty intensive thing to do.
So I came up with the plan from, I have a couple certifications, precision nutrition and a sports nutrition specialist certification. So I kind of took things I learned from there and things I've done with my own body, so I could really customize a diet for any body type or anyone, for any goal, whether it's muscle building, weight loss, or people that just want to maintain lean body mass and reduce body fat percentage. This was actually the first challenge we had the ability to do so with the diet at Phatburn, where people had different goals and could literally do the challenge, because before it was just weight loss.
That's super cool. Yeah, I really admire how much work you guys put into each aspect of the studio and the gym. I mean, it's a lot of hard work you guys do, and I know I have a business myself. I admire all that you guys do a lot. So now, as far as the challenge went, now I've been doing 4 challenges, and it just seems to me the recurrent theme is the quality of food, portion control, timing of eating, and of course the exercise component. But like, if you were to surmise the goal of the challenge, like, obviously behavior modification is key in being successful in weight loss and healthy lifestyle. If you were to come up with just a very basic way to say what information you had to extend to the challengers, like, what would it be in terms of like the goal, like in a nutshell?
I think the goal really for me is to get somebody to kind of change their habits slowly into starting to meal prep, right? Coming to exercise. But if I had to make it something simple, we'd be getting people to actually cook their own food and meal prep.
So, I mean, it's so true. Like, you can be so much more organized and in control of what goes in your body if you do the prep. And I'll tell you, I'm the first person who is a big violator of not being organized in prepping.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, there's like a story I like to tell, like to use it as an analogy for, like, it's actually a story of how I learned how to save money when I was 18 years old.
Take note, kids.
Yeah, so, but it's the same concept as meal prepping, in my opinion, because it's like kind of a mental switch. So when I wanted to save money when I was 18, I played baseball in high school. I didn't get to go to Cancun for my spring break. So a bunch of friends that were in the same boat were like, let's go this summer, because we didn't get to really go on our trip. So I'm relating this in the way as like, okay, I wanted to get results this month, but I didn't do what I needed to do. So now we're going to try it this month again, right? So I was used to getting my paycheck, spending my paycheck, going out with friends, hanging out, going out to eat and all that stuff. Now I wanted to go to Cancun. I didn't have the option to do so. I had to save my money. I was forced to do something I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when it comes to meal prep, if you want to get to where you want to get to, you have to meal prep. Now you're kind of forced into it. And it's kind of a bummer at first. But then something magical starts happening. You start getting results. You start losing weight. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I could actually do this. When I was saving money, I was like, okay, this stinks. I can't go out. I can't do the things. It's summer. I'm a senior. And then after I started saving money, I started realizing that I actually like to see money in my bank account. So
That's
by
nice.
the end of it, I was like, it became a habit of mine.
That's a
to
good
not
habit.
spend all my money.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same way when people meal prep and they start getting the results, now it starts to become a habit. And I feel like what you were saying, that's the one thing by the end of this challenge that I wanted to see people continue. I wanted to see it become a habit in their life.
That's awesome. So, so it's great that they teach us these, it's these really, really basic things, but for some reason, we complicate life. The food, the meal prep at home, it really is, it seems to be key in, keeping that weight under control. Another cool thing that they gave us for the challenges were these like food logs, which you would be really surprised about what you're consuming when you're consciously noting it down. I thought this was a great idea. And there's so many great apps that do the food log thing.
I thought the calendar was really good too.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of people, they think that they're like 100% into their diet, they're doing everything the right way. So what we did in this challenge was you would either put a red X or a green X, you know what I'm talking about, on the calendar?
Yeah.
So if you ate a meal that you weren't supposed to eat, you would put a red X on that day. And if you ate perfect meals throughout that day and you did what you were supposed to do, you put a green X. So by the time the month's over, you could see your percentage of how adherent you were to the meal plan. A lot of people, they have a lot of green X's on there and they're like, wow, they're like, I was only doing this 60% of the time. But mentally, I was thinking I was on it 100%.
Right.
I think that's eye-opening, and also the journaling is eye-opening too, when you actually get to see what you're eating.
Yeah, and it's really cool because you can essentially you log the time, what you eat, and even in there they talk about how you felt throughout the day, water, the type of exercise. This is a great written one, and of course there's great apps like My Fitness Pal, and there's so many of them out there that people love. What do you love as far as the fitness apps?
Lucid is a good one.
Yeah,
which is the same exact thing as My Fitness Pal. I just feel it's a little easier to use. It's a little more user-friendly.
Cool. Now, for the challenge, we're encouraged to work out like roughly 6 days a week.
Well, I mean, you would just tell me. It could be anywhere from 3, 4, 5, or 6 days per week.
Mm-hmm. Depending on our goals.
Yep, depending on the goals.
Right. So, this is what I love asking people. So I love asking people about their lives, their days. Like I have patients come and be like, so what'd you have for breakfast? What are you doing after you leave here? I want to know a perfect, like when you're in beast mode, when you're, getting ready to do this February, that set date that you have where you're starting to get.
When I'm trying to get ready for
your birthday, and your birthday, right?
My birthday, yeah. Every year in the May, I like to be in peak.
Right, so now I have to copy him for being peak conditioned by May. My birthday's in June. But, so what does a perfect day look like for you? Like, what time do you wake up? What are some of your morning rituals? Like, take me through your day. I want to live my eyes through a healthy person.
Okay. It's going to sound pretty crazy right now. So, typically, I could wake up anywhere from 4:30 to 6:30, anywhere in between that time. When I wake up and I'm on my game, the first thing I like to do is I like to drink a shake. Because it's easy, it's convenient, and it kind of gets me going, and it gets me hungry for the rest of the day.
Do you do your own shakes, or do you use those like pre-prepared ones, or do you do your own?
I mix my own shakes in the morning. Mm-hmm. Usually, one of my favorites is I put some coffee in there. Literally, it might sound gross, but I do like coffee. I do some blueberries or banana, either one. Throw some peanut butter, almond butter, whatever I have, and then my chocolate protein powder. I just like it. It gets my, and spinach. I throw some spinach in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Gets my day going. 2 hours later, I'm gonna eat my eggs. I'll have some potatoes, I'll have some veggies, and I'll have my eggs. Then I'm gonna get my work going. I'm gonna start that up, and then I'm gonna eat again. I'm gonna probably have some rice, maybe some steak or some meatballs or turkey burgers with some veggies. Then I'm gonna work out. And then after my workout, usually because I need to consume a lot of calories, so I actually buy a weight gainer shake. And I'll drink a shake after workout that's around 1,000 calories. And then 3 hours later, I'll eat again because my day's pretty long. Some quinoa, like that meal at that time, actually some quinoa with some marinara sauce and some like ground turkey or something, again, is something I'll have. And then I'll have my dinner at home, which is definitely going to be some sweet potato, some fish, I like that fish at the end of the night, and some sauteed spinach. So when I'm in it, I'm eating at least 6 times a day.
Wow. So, it goes to show you, like, if you're eating bad food, it seems like we don't get to eat a lot, but he's eating all kinds of healthy stuff, and he's being healthy, and he's eating like 6 times a day?
6 times a day, yeah.
And pretty consistently, like 3 to 4 hour intervals?
But that's something I have to build my way up to. Right now, I'll eat 4 times a day, because it's really all I can handle.
Mm.
My appetite's not there yet. As I go through, and I start getting my muscle back, I'll eat that 5th meal, and then also I'll eat that 6th meal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it's going to work for me.
And so your workouts are primarily the same as what we do in Phatburn?
I love the workouts here.
I love the workouts here too.
The workouts have a really good afterburn to it. That so your workout, you could burn anywhere from 300 to 500 calories here, and then you have your afterburn, which you can get anywhere from 150 to 200. Which, depending on what the kind of day is, today's like a leg day. People will find out training the major muscle groups like that, they might be a little bit more hungry than usual. Training back, chest, legs, so you could be definitely a little bit more hungry than usual. And I think we do a good job with that kind of stuff here, making nutritional adjustments as people need.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are great like that. So you told me about your close to perfect eating day, and that was wow. I feel like that's so much food, but it's all good quality food, and so I guess the take home message there is that if you eat healthy, you can eat a lot more.
Honestly, I think the take home message with that, in my opinion, is that there is no cookie cutter system for anybody.
Right.
If you go by typical nutrition standards for me to be able to build muscle, they would tell me I need about 2,500 calories. I need at least, like when I'm in it, I need like 4,000 calories.
Right.
And anybody I went to nutritionist-wise would never believe it until they actually saw what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to be above 3,500 just to stop losing weight.
That's just annoying. But anyway, he has to eat a lot to maintain his weight. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's awesome. Good for you. Good metabolism. And that's. It's probably because you also live a really healthy lifestyle. Like you're revved.
I have a good amount of lean body mass to fat ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people think that you can boost your metabolism by eating every 3 hours, every 4 hours, whatever it is. It's actually the lean body mass that boosts metabolism. So you can put on some muscle, which a lot of women are scared to do. You'll increase metabolism, you're burning more calories at rest, which requires more food. So build muscle, you can eat more.
I definitely want to build more muscle. Okay, so now, one thing that Phatburn is really great with is the motivation factor. So one of the doctors I work with actually recently did the 21-day challenge. And I think she hit the nail right on the head when she said, in the end, the charm of places like this is the community that's built and the motivation that they're, giving all of their members. And I'm like, wow, that's so true, because there's so many gyms around here. Why do people stay? It's because they feel connected to the trainers, they like the community, and it's this constant thing where you guys are constantly trying to keep us motivated. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's so important to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about the atmosphere when people walk into this gym, from the trainers to the people at the front desk to the members. I think the members are actually what make the gym, because a lot of members here, they don't realize how much they actually motivate other people, so
it's so true.
They've made their changes. Yeah, they've made their changes. They know it's possible, and then maybe they see something in somebody else that they saw themselves when they first walked in, like that nervous person in the back of the room. And then people will come in here, they're so polite, they'll introduce themselves. They make people feel at home, so we like to say it's like a family.
Absolutely. It's awesome. It's an awesome family. I love being part of this community. So, my final question for you is, I don't know, I just thought I would end with asking you, what was it? What was in your earliest recollection, what was it in your memory that motivated you to commit yourself to a healthy lifestyle? Like, what was the motivation behind it?
Okay, I don't mind telling this story because there's a lot of people that are in the same boat as me. So what got me to where I am today is I actually was diagnosed with something called panic disorder. So I had bad anxiety, definitely suffered from depression, all that kind of stuff. And my aunt was actually the one that noticed it in me. She was like, you need to go see this guy, he's awesome, he's amazing. And when I went in the office, you know how they do the magazines, you could read them and all that stuff. So he had like Anxiety Today, it was like a magazine. I don't think that's really the magazine, but that's what I looked at. So I noticed this woman, and this is before I even saw the doctor, was diagnosed with panic disorder. She got into martial arts, and it kind of like changed her life, right? The activity and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I kind of put it in the back of my brain. I didn't think about it too much. I went in to see the doctor. He diagnosed her with panic disorder. And I was like, oh, that's funny. So I was just reading an article about a woman that was diagnosed with that. So he actually put me on some medication, which I really didn't want to go on, but it did help in a way. After 6 months, I was like, I don't need to be on this medication. I stepped on the scale, I was 197 pounds. So I was like, wow, I need to start working out. And as I worked out and I started changing my diet, I noticed something crazy started happening. Depression went away, energy levels went way up. And I was just like...
I love it.
And I was like, wow. So the more I do this, the better I feel. So I just kept at it. Losing weight, getting into shape, and then I had this image of what I want to look like, which is when I was in the Marines when I was younger. I was like, I want to look like that again. So I got down to that, and it was insane how anxiety attacks, depression, all that stuff just kind of gone. None of it was there anymore. So I have health, really, working out, diet to thank for that. So when I got into that, and I actually did an infomercial with Shawn T, which is kind of how this whole idea kind of got spawned, because they did something to just make you look good on infomercials. They just wanted to feed you, but they didn't care about you really. They're like, look on TV, help us promote this product, that's it. And I was like, if somebody could actually like connect with these people and get them here and be that one-stop shop. And then, Paul kind of like, we ran with the idea and we are where we are today. But I always go back to that because a lot of people suffer from the same thing. And I really think that diet and exercise is the cure.
That is awesome. As a primary care physician, as an internal medicine doctor, people come to me a lot and they want that, the pill to make everything better. I'm like, wow, if I had that pill, I'd be like better too. I'm going to do a whole other video on anxiety, depression, panic. A lot of women, as they get older, after having families and hormonal changes and all of this, also go through exactly the same thing. And I got to tell you, for me, to avoid any kind of anti-anxiety medication, or not that I feel like there's a stigma or anything like that with it, but I feel like I would rather change my life than take a pill. So that was such a great, insightful thing for you to share with us. And I think for people, it's not only just about your physical health. It really can help with your emotional, your psychological health. So I wanted to thank Shawn for this great meeting I had with him. It was my first interview. He made it a breeze, and we always have a great time together. So thank you. You're the man.